Hello, so today we're talking about Pokemon, if that was not obvious by my incredibly shitty cosplay that I made as a Halloween costume years ago. It's of the Pokemon Trainer Red, if that wasn't clear. Today we're talking about Pokemon Let's Go, and two things related to Pokemon Let's Go. One being the dumbing down that it seems to be doing to the Pokemon franchise, which I don't agree with. And two, it basically being a spin-off game, which sort of excuses some of the complaints that people are having with Pokemon Let's Go. For those unaware, Pokemon Let's Go is essentially a spin-off Pokemon game that also acts as a remake of Pokemon Yellow to certain extents. And that's really the reason why people are so confused and sort of upset about a lot of the changes that it's bringing to the Pokemon franchise, because it's a spin-off game, but also it's not. The reason for this is that it's a spin-off game in the sense that it is doing drastic changes to the formula and the format of Pokemon, and it has a different naming scheme than Pokemon games before it. But it's not a spin-off game because it's a remake of a main franchise, or of a main series game, Pokemon Yellow. So it's sort of like how Smash Ultimate isn't quite a port, but it does borrow a lot of elements from Smash 4, which, why wouldn't it? Why would you waste development time completely building things from the ground up when you already have it there? But anyway, that's a whole nother video. Yeah, so people just seem to be confused on whether it's a spin-off or a main series game or both. I sort of think it's both. It's sort of the convergence of it. Like, it's not quite Pokemon Ranger, but it's also not quite 8th gen Pokemon game. And I think that's where a lot of the confusion and people being upset came from, because when they were like, all right, Pokemon Switch, what's it gonna be? And then Let's Go was announced, they were like, what the heck? That's stupid. We're still getting the main series 8th gen Pokemon game next year. People seem to keep forgetting that. Fact of the matter being, it is not dumbing down the Pokemon franchise and the main series Pokemon games, because it's not one. And that's what I believe. That's what I think. The main reasons people think it's dumbing, or the main reason that people think it's dumbing down the main series Pokemon games, is because of the capture mechanics. Basically, in Let's Go, you use the Pokemon Go capture mechanics to capture Pokemon. So you're not hitting their health down, you're basically not battling the Pokemon. You're just Safari Zone style throwing Pokeballs at them until you capture them. And I think you can use greater Pokeballs and berries and stuff to lure them or whatever. You know, it's Pokemon Go. I haven't played Pokemon Go since launch, so I don't really know how it works these days. But yeah, a lot of people are complaining about it dumbing down the franchise, especially back when it was first announced. I think people are easing up now, especially since Nintendo has made a point on like the Nintendo Treehouse streams and stuff to show you more things that are more technical and more advanced, as opposed to the stuff that is more, I don't know, kid-friendly, I guess. Like, they have new ways of seeing your IVs and EVs. You can force a nature on a Pokemon by capturing it by going to some person in a Pokemon Center somewhere. So there is stuff there for the hardcore, the competitive. I think a lot of the issue was that they came out of the gate with advertising it as sort of like Pokemon Go on a console, you know? And that was sort of a misstep. But maybe the more hardcore stuff weren't ready at first. Because I remember back when it was announced, people were reporting that there was no battling in the game at all, which was just a lie, which was just not the case. It's just capturing Pokemon, you don't battle them. But when you're actually battling trainers, you are battling trainers with the full system in place. Not a Pokemon Go style system. It is the full Pokemon battle system. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Pokemon Let's Go. I don't really have much else to say, so we're just gonna let the timer run, or I might stop it. Whoa, haven't done that before. Watch this. I don't have much else to say on this topic. I know people wanted me to talk about Let's Go. I'm gonna be playing it. I'm gonna be buying it. I hope you do too. I'm very excited for the fully realized 8th gen Pokemon game. We usually get spin-offs in between big releases anyway. So calm down. Give us another Pokemon Ranger. I'd love that. I really hope that Pokemon Switch, like actual 8th gen Pokemon Switch, is both a spiritual successor. Well, it will be a successor to the previous main series Pokemon games, but also like a spiritual successor to Colosseum and XD, because those games are so good. And I imagine because we no longer have a need for separate home console Pokemon games and mobile Pokemon games or handheld Pokemon games, that they'll just meld the two into one big happy family. This outfit is getting kind of hot, surprisingly. It's very cold in Texas, but like it's hot in this room for some reason, probably because there's a big computer next to me. Anyway, I'm rambling again. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. I didn't die, so probably won't die this time either. See you later.